Welcome back, students. As a part of our curriculum of microcontroller and its applications, we have in second section PEEK 18 FXX series. So in first section already we have seen 8051 in detail. Under three chapters of first section we have studied 8051 basics, then architecture, pinout, instruction set, then some of the fundamental programs using assembly language principle, and then embedded C, then interfacing with LCD, keyboard, motors, and some of the standard basic programs which are conventionally required as far as microcontrollers are considered. So all that part we have seen. Now we will be having discussion of second section under this PEEK 18F XX series we have, especially as a part of our curriculum. The processor, that is the particular controller we are considering from PEEK series, is PEEK 18452. So one by one we will go into the details. So as a first session of second section chapter 4, here we have some of the basics associated with PEEK 18XX series, rather PEEK microcontroller, and features, and then the comparison among some popular members coming under PEEK 18FXX family. So our main objective is to compare first of all in the beginning PEEK microcontroller with 8051 microcontroller, which already we have studied, then list the features of PEEK microcontroller, and then to differentiate among members of PEEK 18FXX2 microcontroller family. Now, as all of we know that especially there are major companies like Freescale, then National Semiconductor, then Intel Corporation. They are manufacturing microcontrollers, even Zilog, and especially for PEEK microcontrollers, there is Microchip Technology Corporation. They have introduced in 90s approximately the series of microcontrollers under PEEK. So here PEEK stands for Peripheral Interface Controller. Peripheral Interface Controller. Remember this. This microcontroller had some amount of small amount of data RAM, comparatively few hundred bytes of on-chip ROM for the program, then timer, few pins for IO port, and all single chip with only 8 pins in general. So amazingly, the company began with such product as a referred as a humble product and one of the leading supplier in 90s. At the time, in the due course, they launched their number of microcontrollers under this particular category under the family of PEEK, like 10XXS series, 12XXS series, 14XX series, 16XX series, 17XX series, and 18XX series. And afterwards, even in today's scenario, as far as consider, we have 24XX, 32XX series of PEEK controllers as well. That exist in the market. So at the in the beginning, like when they started with, then they were not having kind of 100% compatibility with the software which was available in the market with 8051. Then the requirements were a little bit different. Then for compiling that and performance wise, whatever facts they need to take into consideration, that particular fact was also different. So a number of issues were there in the beginning when they started, and before getting into details, first of all they were having some facts about earlier microcontrollers which were ruling the market, like the popular one, generic one, kind of 8051. So at the time of manufacturing PEEK controller, they took all those facts in their mind. With some standard features, they introduced the architecture of PEEK series, PEEK 18 especially we are talking about, like the architecture includes ROM, RAM, EEPROM, then timers, ADC, USART, IO ports, definitely, and some other additional features were incorporated. Now let's have a brief introduction and then move to the comparative analysis. So Microchip, as I mentioned, has developed PEEK18 series microcontrollers for use in high pin count, high density and complex applications especially. The PEEK18F microcontroller offer cost-effective solution for general purpose applications which are written in embedded C that use real-time operating system and require a complex communication protocol stack such as TCP/IP, CAN, USB or even ZigBee. So these protocols were not there in the earlier versions of PEEK microcontroller. Afterwards, these features have been added and introduced. Especially there are number of members in the PEEK18 family as well. Like PEEK18F started with 1220 series with 4K flash ROM, sorry, and then 256 RAM, 256 data EEPROM with very low count as far as pins are considered, hardly with 16 pins, 10-bit ADC and 4 timers, and in general DIP package. So that started with that 18F1220, and then there are number of versions like the version 18F452, 18F4520, 458, 4580, then 8722 series and so on. So number of versions are there. PEEK18F is having flash. Then there is one-time programmable version also available, that is OTP version of PEEK. Then mask version of PEEK is also available, and data RAM and EEPROM is inherently made available along with programming. So even UV EEPROM is also one of the feature of PEEK18F family. So these are some of the very important aspects one has to remember before going into the details, and while using the PEEK controller or choosing the PEEK controller for various applications. As far as criteria for choosing the controller, that is PEEK controller or particular series from the PEEK or maybe AVR or maybe general purpose microcontroller, definitely one has to remember that is availability is one fact what you have, and basic consideration is related with speed, then packaging, then number of pins, power consumption, the amount of RAM and ROM on chip, then definitely the ease of upgrade to higher performance or lower power consumption versions. Then effectively the cost per unit, this is very important because that is going to decide final cost of the product. Then no doubt while choosing that whether the code efficient kind of a compiler, emulator, debugger, assembler is available in the market or not, that one has to take care. And ready availability of the that particular controller which you are using, the supplier respectively must be there, then only you can select that particular controller and use it as a part of your embedded system design. So this is very important. The companies already I mentioned: Freescale Semiconductor, Motorola, that is Atmel, then Zilog, Microchip Technology, Intel, then some application specific ASICs also are manufactured using FPGA technology as far as such controllers are considered. So these companies are producing, developing different controllers. You have to decide based on the various features. So definitely in this session I have clubbed together number of features which are conventionally taken into account, and especially I have mentioned directly from the datasheet whatever the manufacturer specifications are there given by Microchip as a part of the feature list. Now before going to those features, let us have a small bite on comparative kind of analysis as far as general purpose microcontroller 8051 and PEEK. Now first thing is bus width. This is one of the parameter. So in case of 8051 it is 8-bit standard core. In case of peak, it may vary. It is 8-bit controllers are available, 16-bit are available, 32-bit are available. Communication protocols, as I mentioned, in case of 8051, conventionally we have UART, USART, SPI and I2C. In case of peak, these are there. Along with them, there is LAN, CAN, Ethernet, TCP/IP, SPI, I2S. So additional protocols are also available. Speed wise, 8051 is conventionally following the rule that is 12 clocks per instruction cycle, which we used to refer as a machine cycle frequency we derive. Like for 8051 with a standard frequency of 11.059 crystal frequency, from that we are obtaining the machine cycle frequency, which used to be 921.6 kilohertz. So that is divided by 12. On the same line for peak microcontrollers also there is a rule, but here it is 4 clocks per instruction cycle. So this also you have to remember. Then memory wise, in 8051 we have ROM, SRAM, flash. Here it is SRAM, flash, and also I mentioned like in the beginning, that is there is a OTP version available, UV version of EEPROM available, and definitely conventional RAM, ROM, EEPROM, everything is there. Then I say why is this is 8051 CISC controller. Here it is some features of RISC are also incorporated in some versions. The small spelling mistake, just I will correct it. Then memory architecture, 1 Neumann architecture preferably for 8051. Here it is Harvard architecture. Then power consumption, 8051 it is average power consumption. In case of peak it is low. As far as families are considered, 8051 variants, but in case of peak there is I mentioned that it started with peak 10, then 12, then 16, 17, 18, 24, 32. They are available in the market. Community wise, 8051 is a vast community. Peak is good enough, very good. Then manufacturers like 8051, there is NXP, Atmel, Silicon Labs, Relas, Cypress, Infineon. Then conventionally, even in earlier versions were made available from Atmel by default along with Freescale, that is Motorola and National Semiconductor. On the same line for peak, they are also, these are companies are also manufacturing, but most popular is Microchip. So Microchip technologies, they have their peak controllers. Then cost wise, as compared to features provided, very low 8051. Peak is little bit expensive, so average cost. Then other features, that is known for its standard, and peak it is cheap comparatively. Like with low cost we are getting good features, that I want to mention. Then popular microcontrollers we have in 8051, it is 89CS51. 89C is the most popular series from Atmel. Then P89V51 is also one of the controller which is frequently used in many applications. As far as PEAK is considered, PEAK18FXX series. So under that there are a number of again members. PEAK16 is also popularly used. PEAK32 is also available. 24, 32, both of them are available, and as per requirement the appropriate microcontroller is selected. Now general features as a peripheral features as far as consider. So high current sink source 25 milliampere, sink and source both. 3 external interrupt pins. I am talking about 18F series. Remember that. Timer 0 module, 8-bit, 16-bit timer counter with. Then 8-bit programmable prescaler. Timer 1 module, 16-bit timer counter. Timer 2 module, 8-bit timer counter with 8-bit period register. So this is time base, especially used in case of PWM application. And timer 3 module, 16-bit timer counter, secondary oscillator clock option along with timer 1 and timer 3. So as far as peripheral wise, first of all, these are some of the features. Then next is to capture compare PWM modules. So for that family series itself, this is available to capture compare modules. Then CCP pins that can be configured as capture input, capture is 16 bit, maximum resolution of 6.25 nanoseconds. So this is TC by per 16. Then compare is 16 bit, maximum resolution 100 nanosecond TCY. PWM output, PWM resolution is 1 to 10 bit. Then maximum PWM frequency, that is 8 bit resolution 156 kilohertz and 10 bit resolution 39 kilohertz. So this also you have to remember. Then master synchronous serial port, that is MSSP module. Remember this, master synchronous serial port. Then two modes of operation, 3-wire SPI, that is supports all 4 SPI modes, and I2C, that is master and slave mode. Then there is addressable UART module that supports RS485 and RS232. These two standards. Remember this. This RS232 standard is also available with 8051 and with the driver MAX232 we are using for serial communication applications. So here also it is there with 485 and again 232. Then there is a parallel slave port. So this is PSP feature, PSP module. In the earlier version of 18F it is not there, but in the series of 452 we have this particular, that is PSP module, parallel slave port module. As far as analog features are considered, we have compatible 10-bit analog to digital converter. Then this particular module is with fast sampling rate, conversion available during sleep also, linearity is less than 1 LSB, programmable low voltage detection. So this is also very important. Then it supports interrupt on low voltage detection. This is also very important, and programmable brownout reset. So this feature is very useful feature, because while setting the parameters during programming, whenever we observe, because number of SFRs are much more as compared to 8051 in case of peak. So some of these when we are using and when we want to observe, so at that time definitely we have to take care as far as reset criteria, reset is considered. We will be talking about reset in detail afterwards, definitely in the due course. But you have to remember this. Brownout reset is to be considered whether it is to be enabled or disabled. That particular decision is taken in the beginning whenever we are programming. Then special microcontroller features are there which are associated with this also. That is almost 100,000 times erase and write cycle enhanced flash feature. So definitely very useful. Program memory typical 100,000 erase write cycle data EEPROM memory. So here there is 100,000 and there is 1,000 getting. So around 10 lakhs and is 1 lakh for flash. So flash and data EEPROM retention is around 40 years, above greater than 40 years. Self reprogrammable under software control, power on reset, power up timer, POR and PWRT. These two also are to be set parameters which are set in the beginning when we are writing code and executing it and compiling using our MPLAB in case of peak. So POR, PWRT and brownout reset, these three are to be set parameter setting related say features. Then oscillator startup timer also OST. Watchdog timer is there, that is also set enabled or disabled. That decision is taken as and when required. Then its own on chip RC is there. Oscillator for reliable operation, programmable code protection, power saving sleep mode. Selectable oscillator options include 4x phase lock loop, that is PLL loop of primary oscillator, and secondary oscillator 32 kilohertz clock input. Then single supply 5 volt in circuit serial programming and ICSP via 2 pins. So in circuit debug is also there via 2 pins. So these two are also very important, useful features. Technology wise, it is a CMOS technology, low power, high speed flash EEPROM technology, full static design, wide operating voltage range 2 volt to 5.5 volt, industrial and extended temperature ranges, low power consumption 1.6 milliampere typical at 5 volt 4 megahertz and 25 microampere typical at 3 volt 32 kilohertz. It is having less than 0.2 microampere typical standby current. So that is also considering power performance, these features are also very useful. In general, if we compare, since our main interest is in 18F series, so that much only I have listed out here. So on chip program memory, flash and single word instruction, and on chip RAM in terms of bytes and data EEPROM bytes. So in case of PEEK 18F242, flash is 16K, single word instruction 8192, on chip RAM bytes 6768 and data EEPROM 256 bytes. PEEK 18F252, 442 or 452, in all these data EEPROM is same 256 bytes. In case of 252, 32K flash bytes and 16384 single word instruction bytes on chip program memory, then 768 on chip RAM and 256 data EEPROM, and 452, which is our interest, especially last line we will be taking into account. So 32K flash, then single word instructions 16384, then on chip RAM 1536 and data EEPROM is 256 bytes. So these are some of other features, wise comparison of various family members belonging to 18F series. So 18F we have total 4 here, 242, 252, 442 and 452. Operating frequency for all of them is DC 40 MHz. Program memory is, in case of 242 16K, 252 32K, 442 16K and again 452 32K. Program memory for instructions already I mentioned 8192, then 16384, 8192 and 16384. Data memory also I listed 768, 1536, 768 and 1536. Data EEPROM 256, 256, 256. In earlier table also I mentioned explicitly because that is playing very important role, because memory is one of the major issue from speed point of view while choosing the microcontroller. So separate table is to be always remembered by the programmer, and that's why I have separated that out. Rest of the things here I have listed. Interrupt sources in case of 242 17, 252 17, and for 442 and 452 they are 18. IO ports in case of 242 and 252 we have 3 IO ports A, B and C, and in case of 442 and 452 A, B, C, D, E. Total 5 IO ports are there. All are not of same size. We will be getting into detail of that also afterwards. Timers for all these 4 members of PEEK 18F family 4. Then capture compare PWM module. For all of them there are 2 modules. Then serial communication, all of them they are supporting MSSP and with addressable UART. Then parallel communication in 242 and 252 it is not available. In case of 442 and 452 it is available parallel safe communication, so protocol PSP. Then ADC 242 is 5 input channel, 252 is also 5 input channels, and 442 and 452 there are 8 channels. Then reset, and we have for all of them same, that is power on reset, brownout reset, reset instructions, stack full, stack underflow, PWRT and OST timer based. So all these are same for 242 to 452 members of PEEK 18 family. Then programmable low voltage detect, this feature PLVD feature we used to call it, LVD feature we conventionally prefer it. So this is available in all of these 4 members. Brownout reset is available in all of them. Instructions, 25 instructions are there, and as far as package is considered, then 28 pin DIP, 28 pin SOIC package for PEEK 18F242 and PEEK 18F252. And in case of 442 and 452, 40 pin DIP, 44 pin PLCC and 44 pin TQFP package. So this is a kind of a comparative chart, just as per provided by Microchip from standard datasheet. So user can decide and appropriately choose the respective version from 18F microcontroller series. So altogether in this first session related to PEEK microcontroller, I have just clubbed some of the things, basics, like feature wise basically. And in the beginning we have gone through the small sort of a comparative analysis with 8051, and definitely that will help you in choosing which particular controller one should go for whenever you will be working on your embedded system design based projects. In coming sessions, we will go into the detailed discussion of PEEK 18F452. Thank you.